Hello. Second video. Let's just get straight into it. So I feel like I was about to say I feel like I haven't listened to all the music. I have, but I want to start off by saying that I've actually been to a couple gigs. So I kind of wanted to mention them first. First one I went to was kind of a three-parter, but it was all the same band. Folk Bitch Trio. If you guys have never heard, if you guys have never listened, I think you should do so. They are most definitely my favorite local band, or even just Australian band, to be honest. I mean, I think Tame Impala always takes that for me, but Folk Bitch Trio is angelic. Their harmonies are some of the most captivating things you can witness live. But if you can't see them live, just freaking listen to their music. I cry to Analog a lot. So yeah, I went to their back-to-back shows at the Howler, then up in Castlemaine, then in Kyneton. And they were all amazing. Didn't get sick of them at all. So yeah, would highly recommend. And then my next show that I went to was Hozier. Hozier kind of creeped up on me. I didn't really... November felt so far away, and now we're here. But it was a great gig. I'm not like a insanely big Hozier fan. I like his music. I like his first album probably the most. But it was a great show. It felt like... I can't remember the freaking name for it, but just like a very Christian or like Catholic like concert essentially. But just because we were singing fucking Amen doesn't mean... Anyways, it was such a cool experience to have that many people be so entranced by a genre like that. I guess you would call it like folk, or like, I don't know, he kind of does like blues. But man, I remember the guitar sounding so crunchy. It felt like a rock concert. He really felt like a rock star despite him having such like a beautiful, soothing voice. So yeah, I really liked it. I'll chuck in a little song. My favorite song was probably Jackie and Wilson, that I heard there, as well as just like outside of it. Cherry Wine is obviously amazing, but I don't know why. Jackie and Wilson is just awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to move on to what I've been listening to over Spotify. So at the very top, I went back to an old Yussef Days project. That's Welcome to the Hills. That shit was awesome. I already love Yussef Days. I hadn't gone back. I hadn't listened to his previous stuff. That's a fucking lie. I just fucking lied. I have listened to his previous stuff before. I'm still in the process of listening to his previous stuff. But this was one of the albums that was actually like shown on his profile that I still hadn't yet gotten to. And it was awesome. My favorite track from it was Gully Side. It's a 12-minute, 30-second track, but it really takes you on such an amazing ride. And all the instruments do such a good job of retaining your attention through just really... It feels like you're at a small jazz gig, the way that it feels like they're just improvising. But yeah, such a good project if you like black classical music or any of the stuff that you've listened to from Yussef Days. Now next, really quickly, I just started looking at breakcore stuff. I've never looked at breakcore before. I love jungle, I love D&B. But I was like, let's just look at some breakcore stuff. And I only listened to like probably 4 tracks from like different artists. But found an artist called Femtanyl. and I saw that they did a collab with Danny Brown. That was freaking sick. Yeah, awesome. Danny Brown kind of just fits right in there. And then I went back to a Teezo Touchdown project. How Do You Sleep at Night with You, the deluxe. That was awesome. I listened to it because I think Chromacopia was just making me think about Teezo a bit more. And I was like, we got to go back. And I loved it. Next up, Denzel Curry. Now, Denzel's probably like... He's the newest artist for me that is now gaining traction in my brain. I've listened to his stuff for the like past 2 years or so since I've been introduced to him. But I think he's like now resonating with my brain. And so I'm really like going through his stuff. I listened to his new project. He did King of the Mischievous South Volume 2 a couple months back, but he's now released King of the Mischievous South, just that title. And it's supposed to be like a more completed version with more features and new songs. And yeah, I guess I just had to re-listen to that album and listen to the new stuff, and I liked it. It's not my favorite project of his. That's a good segue into Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. I've listened to that album a lot of freaking times. It was the album I was introduced to him with. But this week I listened to the extended version, the cold-blooded soul versions of multiple tracks, as well as 2 newer tracks. Those are freaking awesome. The intersection between jazz and like soul and like, yeah, just that intersection with hip hop is always such a cool intersection when it's done right. But man, some of these tracks are amazing. My favorite track from that album is already Melt Sessions #1. I think that is such a deeply personal track, but his flows are amazing. The instrumentation on the normal track is awesome. But on the cold-blooded soul version, that shit is crazy. That shit is awesome. I love it so much. Would highly recommend. Now, I also had a look at some Grammy stuff. So, one of the Grammy things. I know there's like a fuck ton. But I listened to the KAYTRANADA remix of Alter Ego by Doechii featuring JT. And that was cool. I liked that. Yeah, I can't remember details of it right now, but I just remember liking it. It felt KAYTRANADA, but also felt just a little more different. Because I feel like some of KAYTRANADA's stuff recently on Timeless has felt very KAYTRANADA, but hasn't felt new enough to me. Still great tracks, but yeah. James Blake released a song called Like the End. Good James Blake song. What can I say? And this morning I listened to Touching Toes by Olivia Dean. Nice track. And yeah, I think that's about it. I just want to double check that I haven't missed anything. I did another listen of the Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. I think it's probably one of my favorite pop albums. So energetic and lively. There's so much character to it. Yeah. Who isn't loving Chappel Roan right now? Okay, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Again, don't know how regularly I'll do this because I go through phases of listening to a lot of new music, and sometimes I just don't fucking listen to music at all. But have a good day, have a good week, have a good night, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. Bye.